What's going on, everybody? How the heck are you guys doing out there? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing well. It is a first day on our Father's calendar. And I want to take you through a little bit of the stuff that we did last night as Boss Clan, as, not even Boss Clan, maybe more like Eber Clan or Yah Clan or something of the sort. And we're going to be going through some of these verses today and actually putting them out for you guys and kind of tell you exactly what happened. But let me kind of put this into some sort of perspective, right? So, I don't know, was it 6,000 years ago or something of the sort? Basically back in the days of Exodus. Last night, what we would have done if we were a Hebrew people in the land of Egypt, which is Mitzrayim. If we were those people back then, last night, we would have eaten a slaughtered lamb. We would have eaten whatever we could eat. And our law was that we are to eat only what we can consume. We're not to break the bones. We are not to do, we are supposed to eat it with bitter herbs. We're not supposed to eat it with barbecue sauce or anything of the sort. We're supposed to eat the lamb, and we're supposed to eat it with bitter herbs, and there's some rules with it. So we put a belt on, and we have our staff, and we do as the commandment says. And so if you can put this in perspective of what happened back in the days, right, many, many, many moons ago, is that the people were eating this lamb, right? And they took the blood from this lamb. And this lamb was with them for 4 days in this house, right? There was a selection period. They get the lamb, and they actually bring the lamb in. The lamb becomes part of their family. The lamb becomes part of them, right? It's like if you guys get a new little dog in the house, and lambs are cute little animals, and it would come to know you. You would come to know it, and then you have to kill it, right? This lamb is a lamb that you knew. And this Passover, at sunset last night, we would have killed this lamb. We would have eaten this lamb, right? The lamb was killed, and everybody would have heard it. And we would have taken the blood, and we would have put it on the two doorposts and our lintel. And we actually do. We did that with our lamb. We put blood on there, and I'm alive today. My kids are alive today, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's crazy. It is a command. We're supposed to put blood on it, and so we do this in full representation. And so last night we had our lamb, and we sat around, and we discussed Exodus, right? And then we brought this, because we have unleavened bread as well. And so we had unleavened bread, and so we sat around, and we did the Last Supper, right? The supper, in memory of him, right? We break this bread. This is my body. This is my drink. The juice is my blood. Our Messiah became that lamb, that Passover lamb that was required of us, that we would live, right? That the firstborn of our house would live, and the angel of death would pass over us. Our Messiah became that lamb. And so on Passover, as we are reenacting what our commandment is supposed to reenact, is essentially a memory of the great Exodus, right? The very first Exodus. And us as a people, we await the second Exodus, right? We await the Exodus that will be coming, and that's what we are, our hopes and dreams are right now, especially with everything. Hey, Jade, how you doing, buddy? How you doing up there? So, that is what we did. And so we took that bread, and we took our drink, and we drank it, and it is in memory of our Messiah and what our Messiah did, and that perfect sacrifice that he did. And he walked the Torah, right? He became, when he says the Torah is fulfilled, or the law is fulfilled, or I have, when people say that he's fulfilled it, he walked it, and he did fulfill it. But he didn't cancel it. He didn't abort it. He didn't abolish it. The laws are good today, tomorrow, for all generations, yesterday. They are not a burden to bear. They are something of great joy. They're something of great joy for all of us, for our family. In fact, in these dark times, when they're inoculating everyone out there and running the greatest genocide of our time, right before our eyes, the only hope that we have is in our Messiah and the coming kingdom to come. Because Hasatan has completely overrun this thing. So today, back to where we're at. They're eating this lamb back in Israel. And as they eat this lamb, I can't do anything. It's pack life. As they eat this lamb, right? They know something's about to go over. They don't know exactly what it is, but they think they know there's something going on. So they take the blood, they put it on the doorstep and the lintels, right? And they're sitting in there. And it's about 10 o'clock at night. So people don't understand that this lamb was eaten late at night, right? It was eaten before midnight, and there was nothing to be kept until morning, right? And so as they're sitting in there, and around midnight, the cries in Egypt start coming out. They were the morning, the firstborn of everything, of the humans, of the animals, of every firstborn of every family. Nothing was spared unless you had that blood on your lintel, on your door frame. That blood and the angel of death would pass over you. But you're sitting in your house as this angel of death is killing everything, right? How spooky it is. And you know what? Here's the gig. Most people don't understand this, and this is why all the timing of this stuff is off, is because when everyone was killed, Pharaoh got up and said, get out! And he said it that night, right? In the middle of the night. And the Mitzrayim people, they're like, hey, why are you tossing us out in the middle of the night? Right? And so they spent that entire next day after this plundering the Egyptians, packing up their stuff, getting ready to roll out 50 by 50, and away they went. Right? This is epic. This is completely epic, and this is why we're supposed to recreate it. This is why we are supposed to remember it. This is why we have commandments, because we are going to be taken out one day. There's an exodus. I cannot wait for it. I don't know if I'll be alive. I don't know if my kids will be alive. I don't even know if it'll be this generation. But there's not going to be much flesh left if something doesn't happen soon, because we are manipulating our genetics day after day, and it's over. It's over. The next generation is not going to be what you think it's going to be. Even if you couldn't have kids, even if any of these people can have kids after this, I don't know what these kids are going to be, or what, you know. I remember when the flipper hand kids people came out, right, in like the 50s or something. They like poisoned everybody's stuff, and all the kids with like little tiny flipper hands. It was just sick. I mean, they've destroyed the world. They've destroyed the creation of Yahuwah. And it's sick. So I will always be here to tell you the laws of God are here today, tomorrow, and forever. And they are not too hard to bear. And I'm also here to witness to you that there's not one jot or tittle of the Torah. There's not one iota of the Torah that will ever be gone until heaven and earth have passed away. And you haven't seen heaven and earth pass away until all is complete. Nothing is not complete yet. And so the Torah is here to stay. So, my friends, if you're out there living and eating and doing unclean things and doing evil things of this nature, it's the wrong time. It's a time that you guys need to be clean. It needs to be holy. We need to be in the Word of God. We need to understand what the Word of God is saying. And we can't take our eyes off this. We can't take our eyes off of this. And if we take our eyes off this right now, we're going to lose. And there's only one way. There's only one name under heaven by which you may be saved. That's Yahushua. Yahushua HaMashiach. Jesus the Christ, as most people know of him as. But there's only one name under heaven, and there were no J's. There were no J's in Hebrew. So there's absolutely no way our Messiah's name was Jesus. It sounds really close to Jesus. So we got to be careful there and all these things. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to get a couple more videos out to you guys, and I'm out.